Day 22 of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and it was a big day. We had an appearance from Kate Moss via video link where she talked about the staircase incident, where she actually testified that she slipped down the stairs after a rainstorm, and Johnny Depp actually came to save the day and help bring her back to health. Kind of sounded like a hero story. Then we had the testimony of Dr. Shanon Curry to rebut Dr. Hughes' testimony, and she pointed out that a few of the tests that Hughes administered were really just checklists that were not appropriate for forensic psychology, and she also pointed out that Hughes did not complete the actual forensic tests completely and correctly. Then we had Johnny Depp return to the stand in a very controversial move. The direct went pretty well, as direct should, and he testifies to Kate Moss, and ended on a very somber note about this whole case in general, about getting his truth out there. But the risk that came with this was getting back in under cross-examination with Rottenborn, getting a second bite of the apple, and it was a very combative cross. I don't know how Johnny Depp came to the jury on that. I don't know if it felt as great as the last time he was there on cross before Rottenborn. He handled some of it very well, especially stuff about photographs, and he sounded quite a bit like he likes photography and he understands photography and lighting very well, considering he works in the film industry. But when it came to text messages after the TRO between him and his sister and his assistant and his agent, he kind of got a little weaselly and even denied that the text messages to his agent were his or not. And there are some questions as to whether they were incoming or outgoing texts. Next, we had Morgan Tremaine, the TMZ witness, who TMZ tried to keep out of the trial. He testified to TMZ's knowledge that Amber Heard would be at the courthouse and that she would specifically pose at a certain time to make sure her bruise was photographed by TMZ. And then he spoke to the copyright ownership of the TMZ Johnny Depp smashing cabinets video and basically pointed the finger at coordination between Amber Heard and TMZ without saying so in so many words. Then we had Brian Neuromeister, the digital evidence expert, whose testimony was limited by motions in limine, but he mostly spoke to EXIF data of the pictures and how they were stored in Photo 3.0, which made it next to impossible to verify if any of these pictures were edited or not. He also spoke to digital imaging and how some of these pictures actually submitted into evidence were edited at some point, including a duplicate of a picture that had been edited, submitted into evidence by Amber Heard's team. And lastly, we had Beverly Leonard, a witness to the Amber Heard and Tasia Van Ray domestic violence incident in Seattle, and that rounded out day 22, what was kind of a mixture of a day for Johnny Depp's team.